Hi there. You're listening to Tamika Chambers, Create a Generational Love Cycle. Um, I have mentioned before that the reason why I decided to name my podcast Create a Generational Love Cycle, because it's all about what you want to focus on. There's hashtags break the cycle of pain. I've used them before, but when we're actually talking about how to do it, the how to create the life that we want, how to create the generation that we want, how to leave the world a better place than when we were here. And so I have been talking to my children about virtues. And a few weeks ago, we talked about the virtue tolerance. Now, I have been not missing in action, right? That's so quick to say, it's so easy to say, so quick to say. But I've taken a few weeks off, and I think the thing for me is that yes, I want to share what I believe will help others to live their best lives. But in the meantime, as I am doing that, I need to make sure I'm living my best life. So I've taken some vacation time. My husband and I celebrated our 14th year anniversary a few weeks ago, and just been getting back in the groove of it. Our children are in online school, so that last month of May, there were turning in assignments. They were turning in assignments, and I just really wanted to be present with them. So, as I've stated before, yes, you are first as an individual as far as taking care of yourself, and then your family, taking care of your family, being there for them, because we will not get this time back. So, although I've had some kind of feeling kind of torn, I want to continue this podcast routinely. I also too know that my children will be young children for just a few minutes, if you will, right? A few minutes of our lives. So, but I wanted to get back into create a one of the things I've been talking about is virtues. And there was a Bible verse. I was looking for something regarding tolerance. And I've also mentioned that we cannot put God in a book. It's not about, just paying attention to one particular book, but it's one that I grew up with, and I've read, different books. I've read the Torah. I've been reading the Quran, um, and I still, go to the Bible for a lot of wisdom, for guidance, for things to help remind me of who I am. As God says, He created us in His image. We are a microcosm of this energy that created the world and beyond, earth and the planets, and the different colors and shapes and trees and flowers, the roses, and just variety of beauty that we that decorate the earth every single day, including human beings. And so I came across this verse. Therefore, as God's chosen people, holy and dearly loved, clothe yourselves with compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. Bear with each other and forgive one another if any of you has a grievance against someone. Forgive as the Lord forgave you. And over all these virtues, put on love, which binds them all together in perfect unity. And it's crazy because I was thinking about all of the virtues that I have discussed with my children over the past year. All of the ones that I see listed here, they fall under love, and that was the greatest commandment, or is the greatest commandment that we have, to love God and to love one another as we love ourselves, the love. So we have to love ourselves to love others. We have to treat ourselves right, treat others as you would want to be treated, to treat others that way. Our tolerance, when we talk about tolerance, and I'll read the definition here. Tolerance is being tolerant, and being tolerant is accepting differences. You don't expect others to think, look, speak, or act just like you. You are free of prejudice, knowing that all people have feelings, needs, hopes, and dreams. Tolerance is also accepting things you wish were different with patience and flexibility. And there's a lot that we could pull off that. And many Bible verses point to that direction of tolerance, even though they don't have the word tolerance in them. When we talk about, love one another, when we talk about, treat others how we want to be treated, so many that's out there. And when we act in love, when we embody love and express love, we realize that everybody is on a journey, a journey of evolution, a spiritual journey, and that there are different states of consciousness throughout this journey. That's why we won't always agree on everything. Everybody won't just always agree, yes, this is the way things should go, because we're all evolving in our own way. We all have a unique curriculum that is for us, and I believe that all of us experience in some form confusion, slander, betrayal, anger, anxiety, fear, shame, doubt, vengeance. Those emotions and feelings that are part of our wiring, that are part of our expression to one another, that are part of the things that we are to control. Right? Without self-control, it's like our walls are broken down. That when we realize that everybody is on a unique journey, that everyone has free will, that God doesn't force, our Creator doesn't force anyone, if you will, to be like Him. He tells us, you were made in my image. I stored my laws, my truths in your heart and your mind. You don't need to go outside looking for them. There are many books, many songs, many movies, many conversations, many things that we see on earth that remind us of what is already put in us. And tolerance, when I think about the opposite of tolerance, I think about impatience. I think about, prejudice, right? I think about dehumanization. I think about divisiveness. When we are judging one another based on their religion, based on their color, their race, based on how they raise their kids, on their socioeconomic background, based on their title. I mean, we have all these things that are human made, that we do here on earth, that is not part of our original makeup. And create a generational love cycle is about, as a parent first, as an individual, to get back to our true selves. It is part of this evolution of breaking, of dismantling the thoughts that created this cycle of pain, of prejudice, of greed, so wanting to control others because we feel like we're not in control, not being able to see that this variety that we have in human beings is part of Earth's expression. We more likely will look at the different shades of grass and paint them and think they're just beautiful and gorgeous, but when we see different shades of people, somehow we think that's the most irritating thing. Why would God make people of different colors? Well, we go back to what I believe is true, is that we are a reflection of God. We are a reflection of His grace, of His mercy. We are a reflection of everything that He embodies. That he sees, we look at the earth and we see the flowers and we see the different types and from vegetables and fruits and houses and dogs and ice cream sandwiches. We see all of this variety. This is who this energy is. It's loving, it's patient, it's tolerant. It believes that it is not expressed in just one color and one shape and one religion, but there are truths in many different forms. And as parents, I believe our role is to help not only when we remind our children of who they are, we remind ourselves of who they are. Our children come out and take delight in often seeing the different shades of people. I was walking at the park and this little baby, this toddler, I don't even know if he was 2, but he just gently waved, like, bounced his hands. He kind of, waved at me as if no big deal. I don't know that you're a different color than me. And if you are, hi. And that's what we need to get back to. That when we see people, we see expressions of our Creator. There's more curiosity than there is hatred. There's more joy than there is divisiveness. There is more working together than tearing each other apart. And as a parent, I believe that I owe it to my children. I owe it to the next generation to help them to see the beauty in all, the grace in all, the love in all, the tolerance in all. That just because we see variety or difference doesn't mean it has to be divisiveness. If we spent more time tolerating others, where would hatred go? If we spent more time tolerating others, would we have divisiveness? Would we have prejudice? Would we have, culture bashing? Would we have homicide, killing off other races, kidnapping of others, and using them for selfish needs? When I had said something before that when I was a nurse, or I think I texted during Nurse Week that nurses are human too. But often what they see and what I hope they see is they see humanity. I didn't think about what color somebody was when I put them on a bedpan. I didn't think about what color they were when I put an IV needle in it. I thought about the carefulness, the patience, that this is life that I'm taking care of. When people left comments about, this person's mean, I said, you know what, I'm not, I'm going to take that with a grain of salt. I'm going to go in and treat this person with respect. I'm going to be very professional. And often I didn't see what was left for me in report. I didn't see that in the individual. We take care of people in their most vulnerable state, right? That can you imagine how they feel having someone else to take care of them? Many people might like it, but there are some who really, really want to be more independent. And can you imagine what that must be like when you can't wash your own face, when you can't, take your own bath, when you can't be in your own house, your own home? As I talk to my children about tolerance, there is forgiveness. When you realize that everybody is not everyone will be at the same state that you are, same state of consciousness. And it's okay. It is your duty to yourself to approach them with gentleness. It's your duty to be kind to them as you would have them to be to you. That we don't need to be angry, fearful, afraid, intimidated by others. That was one of the things I thought when I was a little girl. I didn't understand, And prejudice can come in so many different ways, but I didn't understand why someone didn't like me or my color because of my color. Now, I believe that before we come to earth, we know what we're coming to do. Somehow deep in us, we know probably even the things that we are going to experience. And so I can't say that I didn't know I was going to be the color that I am, but I know for sure that I have been given what I need to surpass my experiences. You have been given what you need to surpass your experiences. I think one of the things I really, really, other than my mother sharing her experiences, her life principles, is that she communicated with us, that she took time, not so much in punishment, but some more in seeing us as equal. And I know, my child is equal. We are spirits clothed in human form. And we all have, stages of growth. And I think as parents, we must conversate with our children, we must communicate with them, and listen to what they have to say, because teachers come in all ages. I'm learning stuff from my children as they reflect on, Mom, you did this, Mom, you said that. Mom, I remember you said this. They are here to help remind us of that inner joy, of that peace, of that tolerance. And that's why I believe that being a parent is a win-win, because whatever we teach, we become. Whatever we share, we become. We reinforce within ourselves. And we need tolerance more than anything today, even when it comes to our mental health. Our mental health. We need them all, all the virtues, but tolerance in dealing with our experiences and all these mental health diagnoses, depression, anxiety, because often we're thinking about things that we cannot control. We're allowing experiences to continue to haunt us to a point that we can't think clearly. We can't remember who we are because we have all of this pressure, this mental stuff that's weighing on us and blinding us for the truth that is in us. So be tolerant. I encourage you to be tolerant of others. Be tolerant of yourself. Learn to laugh at yourself. Learn to live and learn. We there are stages of consciousness and things that we didn't know that now we know, and we share that with others so they don't do the same thing that we do. And we have the patience to realize that they won't get it right then and there as children. They won't get it sometimes. But it is that continual reinforcement, that laying of that seed, that we can put that environment of, it's okay, I accept you as you are. And I know you're on a journey just like I am. And there's a right time, there's a right place. And to have that patience and that flexibility as we continue to help guide our children to fulfilling their divine purpose. This is Timika Chambers with Create a Generational Love Cycle. And today I talked about tolerance, one of the virtues that we need desperately to remember within ourselves, and to help our children consistently remember that too. To have those daily conversations, to talk about differences and variety, and to appreciate it, and to be curious, and to let our guard down, and to see each individual as an expression of truth.